Okay, so my predictions all came true, and the Eagles are now your new champions. Live with it. So we know the Lions were not the best team. It was the Eagles. We know that the Kansas City Chokers will not make the playoffs next year. That's the truth. Um, you can't have that kind of a performance. Have these guys that are kind of old and these guys that are kind of young that aren't focused, and then a coaching staff that's super overpaid. You can't have that going into next year, especially after this kind of a loss. That was one of the worst beatdowns in Super Bowl history. I hope you can appreciate that. Some of you under 30 cannot appreciate that. You weren't around when Steve Young destroyed the Broncos. You weren't around for a number of other Tom Brady coming back on the Atlanta, smoking them. Superhuman stuff. There's been some crazy Super Bowls where teams have gotten just murdered by the other team and embarrassed and humiliated. This one will go down in history. One, the three-peat is over. So thank God for that. I don't want to ever talk about that again. We know Mahomes is a fraud. Sorry, he's a fraud. He's not even close to being a GOAT. He's not in Brady's strategy, not even close to Brady. That's over with. And we also know that Spagnola is clearly a guy that if he doesn't have all these playmakers, doesn't matter what kind of defensive scheme he puts in, he can be smoked. So three things that you know. The last thing is they're not making the playoffs next year. You're going to have a bad year next year. You don't have a good draft pick. You don't have anything in the cap. You're going to get free agents possibly, but it's not what you think. So unless you get Tyreek again. So Chiefs fans, live with it. You got humbled. You got humiliated. You're going to have to eat this one. You guys are extremely annoying. And look, I have some Chiefs fans I love, not talking about you, but most Chiefs fans are extremely annoying. You worship Mahomes. You overlook the cheating. We knew this team was a fraud. We knew that they were going to be in the Super Bowl. We knew they weren't going to deserve it, and we knew they were going to get punched down by whoever came out on that other side. It was either going to be the Lions or the Eagles, and clearly it was the Eagles. So props to the Eagles. Solid championship win. Jalen Hurts still has a chip on his shoulder, which I love. I loved what I saw yesterday in the interview. He's like I should have two rings. He's not. He's hungry. So I think this is the Eagles are the team to beat next year.